Hello, today I'm going to be talking about my WLP. In the past couple weeks, we have made a lot of changes to our WLP. First of all, we have added this whole scene. This scene is the start menu. This is what you'll see, the very first thing you'll see when you load into the game. It contains the title, new game, options, about, and the quit button. Once you click new game, you will be transported to the actual game in this scene. Once you enter this scene, you will start in this room up here, right here where these hands are. You will grab the knife and you will go. Some other stuff we added is these enemies here. They pose as the first challenge you will face once you enter this room. When you grab this USB and you have to transport it to this computer, but there are going to be enemies that are going to try to stop you as you make your journey up to the top of the ship. Okay, so some other stuff that we added was this screen. We added this sort of interaction. Once you put the USB on the computer, it will activate a script that will transport you to the UN screen. This screen has the UN text, which will show up, AI shut down, UN, and then the game ends. Some other stuff we have made is we've made the posters. We have made a poster about a WLP. Look. This poster we all worked on together. It contains our challenges, our game, our ideas, some of our resources, our code, and lastly, our timeline. At the bottom, though, there are references and acknowledgements. This is basically where we recognize anything that has helped us in our journey to making this WLP. So some further steps that we want to do is we want to add more levels, as we only have one level so far, which is here in this scene. We would like to add more so that it's a longer and more challenging game. Some other stuff we'd like to add is we'd like to add a more interactive game where instead of just running and shooting, we'd like to add different checkpoints, different interactions throughout the game, maybe even some storyline if we ever get there. But for now, focus on the basics, adding more games, making the game longer and more enjoyable for the player. So now moving on, I'm going to talk about my teammates. First of all, Colin. Colin is a very proficient coder, very hard worker. He's very good at what he does. Something he needs to improve on, though, is doing what he's asked to do. There's no leaders. There's no designated leader in our group. But when somebody asks him a favor, he does find it hard to find time to do this. He usually does other stuff and what he wants to do. For example, if somebody asks him to do something, he won't do it immediately. He'll focus on what he wants to do instead, which is okay because we all have our stuff we need to do, but sometimes we need to prioritize our group over other stuff like games. Moving on, Dion. He is a very good designer. Designed a lot of this interior, exterior, whole map layout. Something he needs to improve on, though, is he needs to improve on his working ability. He does not like working. He does not like focusing on what he has to do. He'd much rather play games, and I understand that, but sometimes we need to get stuff done or else nothing gets done. Finally, Tressel. Tressel, he's very good designing in Blender. He's taken a lot of classes for that, and he's very good at it. Another thing he's good at is he's good at giving ideas for the group. For example, he spends a lot of time brainstorming, and that's very helpful for when designing the map, designing what we should make this whole thing be. One thing he should improve on, though, is he should improve on taking constructive feedback. When giving constructive feedback to our teammates, most of them take it well. Like Colin, Dion, they take it relatively well. Tressel though, he gets frustrated, and I kind of understand where he's going at. He doesn't like being corrected, but sometimes feedback is really helpful. So if it'd be really helpful if he learned to listen. Now, let's talk about myself. I think I'm a very proficient coder. Obviously, this is my first year of coding in C Sharp, which is what this game uses. So I'm not completely experienced, but I'd say um probably I'm probably like up there when it comes to in our group coding. As well as this, I am pretty good at leading the group. I give instructions, and it has led us to be very efficient. Like for example, the poster here. This was done pretty quickly because I was able to organize our group. All right. Lastly, something I need to work on. It's definitely getting started working. Once I get started, I have no problem finishing what I'm doing, but it's just getting myself to sit down and work on the assignment. That is tough for me because I cannot find time, I cannot find the effort and the discipline in me to get started. All right. Um. So basically, that's basically it. That's basically what we've worked on since December. That's what we've done, and I think we have a pretty good starting point for next year. Thanks for watching.